Here's an expanded, seamless rewrite of the full story as a continuous narrative, with no headings, bullet points, or breaks. Just flowing prose for easy reading or narration. I've kept the dramatic, engaging style of the original transcript while polishing it for smoothness, adding a bit more vivid detail and emotional depth where it fits naturally to make it feel even more immersive. Picture this. You inherit 47 acres of prime Montana land from your grandfather. Rolling hills thick with pine, a crystal-clear mountain stream whispering through it, mineral rights that could be worth a fortune, and a century-old private gravel road snaking down to the county highway. The air still carries that sharp scent of pine sap on the survey stakes when you first drive up as the new owner, dreaming of a modest cabin and maybe launching that electrical contracting business you've always wanted. The mornings feel like pure freedom, the cold biting your lungs in the best way, the kind of crisp that reminds you why people fall in love with Montana. But freedom turns to nightmare fast. 3 months after Grandpa Henry's funeral, you arrive to find an entire gated subdivision, Whitefish Meadows, sprawled across what you know is your property. 36 identical luxury homes, each a beige McMansion worth around $400,000, complete with stone entrance gates, bronze lettering, sidewalks, street signs, and perfectly manicured lawns. Every resident uses your private gravel road as their main access, tires grinding over the gravel Grandpa laid with his own hands decades ago. You count 72 vehicles that first morning, the sound like fingernails on a chalkboard echoing in your ears. The mastermind behind it all is Brenda, the HOA president who runs the place like her personal kingdom. She's the classic type, pearls at the grocery store, a white Escalade with personalized plates reading Hopers, a voice that could shatter glass, and a habit of measuring grass blades with a ruler before issuing fines for the wrong shade of mailbox. When you knock on her massive colonial-style door, columns that look transplanted from Georgia, she answers in a bathrobe that costs more than your truck, eyes your work boots like you've tracked in mud on purpose. You introduce yourself politely, explain the inheritance, and show her Grandpa's deed. She laughs like a hyena spotting roadkill. "Oh, honey," she says, "I bought this land fair and square at a county tax sale 3 years ago. Your grandfather obviously didn't pay his taxes. But you have every receipt, every canceled check in a meticulously organized manila folder. Proof the taxes were current through 2023. She waves it off. Maybe you should get a real lawyer instead of whatever public defender you found on Craigslist. We've got homeowners paying $400 monthly HOA fees here. You think we're packing up because some electrician shows up with old paperwork. She even throws in squatter's rights for good measure before slamming the door, so hard her decorative wreath crashes to the porch. Walking back to your beat-up Ford, you notice the one thing she overlooked in her arrogance. Every single home depends on that private road. No other way in or out. The gears in your head start turning. You hire Cassandra Webb, a sharp property attorney whose office smells of leather-bound books and strong coffee. Within 48 hours, she confirms the land is yours. The tax sale was pure fiction, forged by a corrupt county clerk, later revealed as Brenda's brother-in-law. This isn't trespassing, it's criminal fraud. Armed with that, you return to Brenda's mansion. She tears up your certified letter without reading it and warns of games. That afternoon, every homeowner gets an emergency HOA notice labeling you a dangerous squatter. Then Brenda installs a spiked black iron security gate right at the county highway junction on your private road. The metallic clang when it closes sounds like a prison door. But by gating your property, she just admitted it's private. You can't gate public land. Cassandra laughs over the phone. She handed us a smoking gun. Criminal trespassing with property damage. We can demand removal and charge her daily until it's gone. You document everything. Serial numbers, concrete footings poured without permits, photos in the morning frost. While snapping pictures, a young mother named Sarah Smith approaches with her stroller. She lives in house 23 with her husband David and toddler Emma. At first suspicious, her face pales as you explain the truth. "We used our life savings for the down payment," she whispers. "David works 2 jobs for the mortgage. These aren't rich investors. They're family scammed just like you. Brenda escalates, hires armed private security, ex-military types in tactical gear, stations them 24/7, sends cease and desist letters from her cousin's sham legal service, even launches a defamation campaign against your electrical business. Emails to clients paint you as violent and unstable. You lose $15,000 in contracts overnight. But she put it in writing, textbook business libel in Montana, with automatic damages and attorney fees. You visit Sarah again, voltage tester in hand. The outlets in her home are wired backward, dangerous shorts waiting to happen. This isn't just property anymore, you tell her. It's safety. Your daughter could get hurt. Sarah reveals Brenda's been collecting extra $200 monthly legal defense assessments, $7, $200 a month pocketed while painting you as the villain. She's running a protection racket, complete with intimidation rules. No talking to outsiders, fines for missing mandatory meetings, threats of eviction for fraternizing with the enemy. A former guard named Chuck tips you off. Brenda plans criminal trespassing charges against you. You prepare a counter-surprise. Friday morning, you show up with survey equipment and Grandpa's original steaks, still smelling of creosote. Brenda arrives with backup, a photographer from the Whitefish Gazette, ready for her citizen's arrest photo op. Instead, you hand the reporter proof: deeds, fraudulent docs, unpermitted construction photos. The story unravels live. Sarah and David step forward with their own evidence. Financial records showing $180,000 plus in fees vanishing. The HOA was never properly registered. Bylaws aren't binding. Brenda's empire crumbles on camera. The Gazette runs a front-page expose. Local HOA president accused of massive land fraud. Digging deeper, the reporter uncovers Brenda's multi-county scam. 3 fraudulent developments in 5 years. Fake tax sales, bribes to clerks, millions stolen. The FBI gets involved. Agent Lisa Martinez visits with evidence of a larger network targeting inherited rural land across the Mountain West. Maid fraud, guide fraud, conspiracy. They offer a deal: cooperate with a wire, fast-track your property return, dismantle the ring. You were the wire. Brenda, thinking you're broken and desperate, confesses everything: forged docs, bribes, offshore Cayman accounts, even casual threats of accidents for those who don't quit. People disappear in Montana all the time, she says coldly. Then horror. David is kidnapped by fake cops. Marcus's office firebombed. Grandpa's grave desecrated with a taunting note. Desperation peaks, but the FBI coordinates a trap: a fake town hall. Brenda struts in, only for agents to arrest her mid-speech for fraud, laundering, bribery, desecration, conspiracy to murder. David walks in safe, accounts frozen, network exposed. In the end, you donate the 47 acres to a community land trust. Good faith buyers keep their homes at original cost. Monthly fees fund real improvements. Brenda gets 25 years federal prison. Accomplices scattered. Victime recouvre million. Your cabin rises on Grandpa's foundation, overlooking a thriving community. Scholarships in his name train tradespeople. Festivals celebrate honest futures. Grandpa was right. This dirt's worth more than gold, but only when held by people who value community over conquest. The truth won. Bullies learned consequences, and families kept their homes. Sometimes the best revenge is ensuring justice gets heard. If you've got your own HOA nightmare, fraud, petty rules, power trips, share it. Your story might save someone else. Thanks for listening to these wild tales of entitlement and comeback. More chaos drops weekly. Subscribe if you want the next one.